Ladies and gentlemen, self-mastery is the cornerstone of true power, the invisible force that separates those who merely wish for control from those who naturally command it. It begins not in conquering others or accumulating external achievements, but in the deeper, quieter work of understanding and mastering oneself. The person who learns to govern their thoughts, emotions, and actions holds an authority that cannot be taken away, no matter the circumstance. Power without self-mastery is unstable, fleeting, and often destructive, while self-mastery creates an inner strength that radiates outward and influences everything it touches. At the heart of self-mastery lies awareness. One must first observe the mind without judgment, noticing how desires, fears, and impulses drive behavior. This awareness reveals that much of what people call choice is often unconscious reaction. The powerful individual pauses before responding, allowing space for reason and principle to guide their actions instead of emotion or impulse. That small pause is where control lies. By learning to delay gratification, resist distraction, and respond thoughtfully rather than reflexively, a person begins to reclaim the power that so many surrender to habit or external pressure. Discipline is the visible form of self-mastery. It is the daily practice of choosing purpose over comfort and growth over ease. It is waking up early to work on goals, even when motivation fades. It is staying calm when provoked, focused when tempted to drift, and consistent when the world is inconsistent. Discipline transforms abstract intention into concrete reality. Yet it is not about harshness or self-punishment. True discipline is a form of respect for one's time, one's mind, and one's potential. Through discipline, a person learns that mastery is not achieved through bursts of inspiration, but through steady, deliberate effort. Emotional control is another essential layer. Power is lost most easily through uncontrolled emotion, anger, envy, fear, or pride. Those who cannot manage their feelings are easily manipulated, for their reactions can be predicted and provoked. To master emotions is not to suppress them, but to understand them, to let them inform but not dictate. Emotional intelligence transforms conflict into cooperation and pain into wisdom. It allows a person to remain composed when others panic, to show empathy without weakness, and to lead with both heart and mind. Self-mastery also demands honesty, the courage to confront one's own weaknesses and limitations. Many seek external validation to mask internal uncertainty, but true power requires facing uncomfortable truths. It means accepting responsibility for failures without excuses and viewing setbacks as lessons rather than defeats. Each challenge becomes an opportunity to refine character, to strengthen resolve, and to shed illusions. This internal honesty builds authenticity, and authenticity builds trust, the currency of influence. Moreover, self-mastery is not a static achievement. It is an ongoing process. Just as a sword must be continually sharpened, so must the mind and spirit. Every stage of life presents new temptations and trials, and each requires renewed commitment. The more one grows, the more subtle the tests become: ego disguised as confidence, comfort disguised as peace, success disguised as fulfillment. The path to mastery is lifelong precisely because growth never ends. When self-mastery becomes a way of life, power ceases to be something one seeks. It becomes something one is. The individual who has mastered themselves can inspire without speaking, lead without demanding, and influence without coercion. They are calm in chaos, confident without arrogance, and humble even in victory. Such power does not depend on title or position, for it flows from within. The world often confuses authority with power, but authority is given. Power is earned through self-control, self-awareness, and self discipline. In the end, self-mastery is freedom. It liberates a person from the tyranny of impulse, emotion, and circumstance. It allows them to choose their direction, maintain their integrity, and pursue their purpose with unwavering focus. While others are pulled by the noise of the world, the self-mastered individual moves with quiet certainty, guided by principle rather than pressure. This is the foundation of all enduring power, the mastery of oneself before the mastery of anything else. Knowledge and strategy form the twin pillars of lasting power, for strength without understanding is blind, and understanding without direction is wasted potential. Every great leader, thinker, or innovator has known that knowledge is not simply the accumulation of information, but the mastery of insight, knowing what matters, when it matters, and how to act upon it. Strategy then becomes the art of applying that knowledge with precision, transforming thought into decisive and effective action. Power grows not from impulsive movement, but from deliberate, informed decisions grounded in a deep awareness of both self and circumstance. Knowledge is the foundation upon which all meaningful influence is built. It opens the mind, sharpens perception, and reveals opportunities hidden from those who rely only on instinct or emotion. To seek knowledge is to cultivate clarity in a world of confusion. The knowledgeable person sees patterns where others see chaos, connects ideas others dismiss, and foresees outcomes that others overlook. Such clarity is itself a form of power. It allows one to act with foresight rather than reaction. Every decision becomes intentional, guided by understanding rather than chance. Yet knowledge alone is not enough. Without strategy, knowledge becomes static, a collection of unused ideas. Strategy gives knowledge motion and direction. It is the bridge between insight and outcome. Strategy is not merely about planning, but about adaptability, timing, and leverage. It is the ability to use limited resources in ways that create maximum effect. The strategist studies not just what to do, but when and how to do it. They know that even the right move made at the wrong time can lead to failure. Thus, strategic thinking requires patience as much as intelligence, for timing often defines victory more than strength. The most powerful individuals do not seek to control every circumstance. They learn to read situations, anticipate change, and position themselves advantageously. They observe trends, human behavior, and the unseen forces shaping the world around them. They act not out of impulse, but out of understanding. In every challenge, they see possibilities. In every setback, they find new approaches. This flexible intelligence, rooted in knowledge and refined through strategy, allows them to turn obstacles into stepping stones. Knowledge and strategy also require humility. To learn continuously, one must admit that there is always more to know. Those who believe they already understand everything close the door to growth. Power stagnates when the mind becomes rigid. True wisdom lies in curiosity, the willingness to ask, to listen, and to adapt. Every experience, success or failure, becomes data for refinement. Every interaction, every observation, adds to a growing arsenal of understanding. This mindset transforms the learner into a strategist, and the strategist into a leader. Moreover, strategic power depends on perspective. It is not about outsmarting others in competition, but about aligning one's actions with a larger purpose. The most effective strategies serve both personal goals and collective advancement. They create harmony between vision and execution. Knowledge reveals what is possible, but strategy ensures that what is possible becomes real. It brings order to ambition and structure to creativity. In modern times, where information is abundant, discernment becomes more valuable than data itself. The powerful mind knows how to filter noise, identify truth, and extract what is essential. It recognizes that not all knowledge carries equal weight, and that wisdom lies in prioritization. Those who can focus on what truly matters move faster and farther than those who are overwhelmed by irrelevant details. Ultimately, the union of knowledge and strategy produces mastery over circumstance. It allows individuals to act with intention rather than reaction, to lead with insight rather than authority. It turns complexity into opportunity and uncertainty into advantage. Power gained through knowledge and strategy is stable because it is rooted in understanding, not force. It endures because it evolves. Those who cultivate both knowledge and strategy walk a path of quiet confidence. They do not seek to dominate, but to direct, not to control, but to create. Their influence flows naturally from the clarity of their vision and the precision of their execution. In a world where many act without thinking and think without planning, the one who learns deeply and moves strategically stands unshaken. This is the essence of intelligent power, the harmony of mind and method, knowledge and action, wisdom and will. Influence through purpose is the highest and most enduring form of power. It is not built on authority, wealth, or control, but on meaning, and the strength of a clear vision that resonates with others. People may follow commands for a time, but they are inspired by purpose forever. Purpose gives direction to energy, focus to ambition, and depth to achievement. It turns influence from something forced into something earned. The person who lives with purpose radiates conviction, and that conviction draws others naturally, without manipulation or demand. To influence through purpose, one must first understand what truly matters to them. Many chase goals without knowing why, confusing movement for progress, but power that lasts comes from alignment, the harmony between inner values and outward actions. When a person's words and deeds reflect genuine intent, people feel it. Authenticity becomes magnetic. Those who stand for something greater than themselves command respect because their motives are not rooted in personal gain, but in contribution. Their influence is not about dominance. It is about direction, guiding others toward a shared vision of growth, justice, or excellence. Purpose gives meaning to struggle. Every path to power encounters resistance, but purpose transforms hardship into fuel. When one knows why they are moving forward, no obstacle can truly stop them. Challenges become lessons, not deterrents. This endurance itself becomes a source of influence, for others are drawn to those who do not waver. People instinctively trust those who remain consistent through difficulty. Purpose anchors the individual amid chaos, allowing them to lead with calm assurance when others falter. True influence is never about forcing others to agree. It is about awakening something within them. Purpose has a way of connecting hearts as well as minds. It speaks the language of meaning, the universal human desire to be part of something significant. A leader with purpose empowers others to see their own potential within a larger mission. They do not seek followers, they create more leaders. This kind of influence multiplies itself, spreading far beyond the reach of any single person. It becomes a living force that outlasts titles, fame, and even time. Living with purpose also brings clarity in decision-making. When values and vision are clear, choices become easier, distractions lose their power, and fear loses its grip. One no longer seeks approval from others because the direction is guided by something deeper than opinion. This clarity itself becomes influential, for people are drawn to those who know where they are going. In uncertain times, certainty is a beacon. The purposeful individual provides that light not through arrogance, but through inner alignment. Moreover, purpose refines ambition. Without purpose, ambition can become destructive, driven by ego, greed, or insecurity. But when guided by purpose, ambition becomes creative. It seeks to build rather than conquer, to serve rather than exploit. The most powerful figures in history were not those who sought power for its own sake, but those who used it to fulfill a vision greater than themselves. Their legacies endure because they touched something eternal in the human spirit. Purpose makes power noble. To live and lead through purpose requires introspection and courage. One must ask difficult questions. What do I stand for? What am I willing to sacrifice for? What difference do I wish to make? These questions cannot be answered by external success or public approval. They are found only in silence, honesty, and self-discovery. But once discovered, purpose becomes the compass that guides every action, giving consistency and integrity to one's influence. In the end, influence gained through purpose is not measured by followers, wealth, or recognition. It is measured by impact, the number of lives touched, the ideas sparked, and the positive change inspired. Such influence does not fade when one's presence ends. It lives on through the people and principles it awakened. Power born from purpose is eternal because it aligns with the deeper currents of human progress. Those who live with purpose do not chase influence. They become it.